Tinnitus. Some people call it tinnitus. And I just want to jump straight in. If you're out there panicking right now and you're just freaking out because you got this ringing in the ear, I just wanted to let you know that you're going to be okay. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, and I can clearly remember the first time I got it and it stayed. I was just a mess, and I remember clicking on a YouTube video, and it was this guy. He looked like in his 30s or 40s, and he just started sharing how he was okay. He had it, that he's going to be able to deal with it, and it just calmed me right down. And ever since then, I've always kind of just told myself, I just really want to make videos where I can help people like that, because I was in such a vulnerable place at the time. And just listening to people's stories and knowing that they ended up being okay made me feel okay. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're experiencing tinnitus right now, that you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So how it started. So I've been playing drums for 15 years at the time. I grew up in this evangelical church, and then played a lot of. I started playing drums pretty young. I was probably 9 or 10. And we played a lot of music, for hours. We practiced Saturday, Sunday, so I was around drums a lot. And no one ever mentioned earplugs. High school, I met a friend, and I went to this other church. And it was almost basically a rock and roll worship type of situation. It was really fun for me because I was a drummer, playing for youth group, playing for 3 services on a Sunday, because these guys would have so many services, practices, and I'm playing as loud as I possibly could. I was just having a lot of fun with it. And once again, no one said anything about tinnitus or tinnitus or ringing in the ears. And I remember I would blast my in-ear monitors in this ear, right here into my left ear. And I would hear I just really wanted to feel the drums, the toms, the snares, the cymbals, so I would not wear anything here. Or else I would just have a monitor right beside me just blasting in my face. And I remember a few times, I remember specifically going to this Blink-182 concert, and when I got home, the ringing was really loud, but I was oh, that's just part of every time I finished playing drums, I'd have a ringing that would last just a few minutes or a few hours, and it would go away. And it was just part of oh yeah, that's just what happens. It's just been super loud. This one time, man, I'll never forget. I was married, so I was in my late 20s, and my son was under a year old. And I was playing in this band with my buddy because I was no longer going to church at the time. We were called Black and Blue, and we played this one show. It was sort of a battle of the bands thing, and I remember just playing, just like I regularly do. Just like I regularly do. And after the show, it was just a really high-pitched ringing, just beep, and it wasn't going away. And I was okay, there's gotta be, okay, and I'd be telling people hey, you ever had this before? And I had this one buddy, actually it wasn't a buddy, he was in the band. He played keyboard, and he's actually, and I think he said Beethoven or someone, he's Mozart, who knows, but he's they had ringing in the ear and they went crazy because of it. And I was whoa, okay, that sounds kind of weird, but the ringing was so loud. I couldn't, it was different. It was different. This time it didn't stop. I remember going home after the show and just starting to panic because I wanted it to stop and it wouldn't stop. Maybe some of you right now are panicking and you're I need this to stop. And I remember going online on the internet, whether it was Reddit or just Googling anything, and it's the worst thing you can do, because you go online and you hear people telling stories oh, this one guy in our tinnitus support group got it and he committed suicide. This guy couldn't bear with it. This girl couldn't bear with it. And it's just people telling the negative stories, how people couldn't bear with it. And here I am, I'm a pretty new dad, husband, just doing what I love, just playing drums. And I couldn't believe, like, oh my gosh, is that going to happen to me? And I remember just full on panicking. And I ran to my wife and I'm like, it's not stopping. Like, it's not stopping. And I think that was like the first time I really experienced like a full on panic attack. Can't really say I really experienced it like that before. And it was just a panic of like, I just want this to stop. That's it. Just picture it like a fire alarm going off and it's just not stopping. So I went to go see a audiologist and she's like, hearing's all right. There's some hearing loss. That's what you're going to hear from everyone. There's some hearing loss there in these octaves and they might essentially, because you can't hear in those, it's like the brain is filling in with the sound. Who knows how correct that is? She said there's really nothing you can do about it. She's like, it might just go away on its own. Who knows? She also said some sort of like myth about hearing ringing was like hearing God's voice in some cultures. So she's like, I'm trying to relate to that. And I was like, okay, it's not very helpful. Like, I want nothing to do with God if that's the case, because I can't stand this sound in my ears. And I just remember it was just hell. I just panicked and panicked for the longest time. And I was just getting like really down and depressed about it. And I couldn't just enjoy being a dad. And I clearly remember this one time. It blew me away. It was nighttime and I was just like in panic shock. Like, it's me, it's my son, and it's my wife. And we're like, they've fallen asleep and I'm just laying there. And I'm just starting to get like super overwhelmed. And I remember specifically feeling, I should say, remembering to be like, hey, I'm going to take some deep breaths and just try to like be here with the sound. It's almost like, can I get used to this? Some people call it habituation, where it's basically you kind of just get used to it and your brain tunes it out. Either way, I decided to take some deep breaths. I don't even remember the proper count. It was just like, and I did that like for a few minutes. And it was the first time ever, but like all the pent up stress and panic just let go. It was like amazing. My body just relaxed. Honestly, I don't think I've ever felt anything like that since, but I just got totally calm. The ringing was still there, and I just knew I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And it's almost like it was there, but my body wasn't panicking, but it was still there. Now, I'll probably share some tips in some other videos as well, but as it comes to me, but I just kept living life. I kept just trying to, I know I started getting noise machines to kind of help drown out the sound, to take a break from it. There's certain YouTube videos you can watch where it's like the same frequency as the ringing in your ears. So you don't hear the ringing in your head. You hear the frequency pitch sound on the outside of your head. So it hides it. It's really weird, but it works. I would do that quite a few times just to kind of take a break mentally. And it's been now like 6 years approximately since I've gotten it. And I've tried different stuff. I've experienced with different modalities to try to help it, different health services, you could say. And to be honest, nothing's worked except for just trying to relax and just habituating to it. And I've gone to tinnitus forums, I've checked out different things. And honestly, it was nice to read the positive stories. And like I said, that guy telling his experience on YouTube, I would go to just watch his video and it just relaxed me, and just to know that he's okay. And if you're a parent and you're experiencing this, I just want to let you know that you're going to be okay. you're going to be able to continue to be a mother or a father and still do your job. And here I am. And I've had other things happen. I had a really bad accident since then. And it was almost like, it's almost like the pain of the accident helped me to forget the pain of tinnitus. But I pretty much got used to it. I feel like sometimes if I'm really stressed, it comes up. It's just harder to deal with the problem. It can still bug me sometimes, but for the most part, I don't hear it. I don't think about it. If I stop to think about it, it's there. It's really there. If, surprisingly, actually not surprisingly, but if I'm eating unhealthy, it can get worse. So I'm probably going to dive in again to I'm kind of on this health kick again, where I'm trying to kind of reboot my journey with health and fitness and going to the gym in the mornings and trying to improve my diet. But let's see if that can help. I tried fasting pretty hardcore. I lost like 55 pounds and it didn't do anything to my tinnitus. So I kind of stopped aggressively pursuing that. And then I gained the weight back, unfortunately, because it was just unsustainable. But here we are, and I finally made this video. I just wanted to share my story with it. I still hope it goes away. That'd be kind of nice to have that peace and quiet, and I could just kind of sit outside, or sit in my bedroom and just open up the window and just listen to the trees. And I can't have that experience anymore. But to be honest, life has been so busy with kids and just one thing to the next, and I kind of just distract myself, and it's a journey for sure. But at the same time, it's not like something that always helped me, and I think it can help you. It could always be worse. You could have lost an eye. You could have lost a limb. You could be diagnosed with, I don't know, something that, you only have 6 months to live and you have kids, or, it's like, it could always be worse. And maybe you're paralyzed. And that would help me to think like, this is so bad, but if I was in that situation, I would probably wish for this situation. It's like, so here I am, and I'm doing okay with it, and you're going to be okay with it. And I hope you can come back to this video and just feel confident that you're going to be okay. You kind of have to get through the first beginning stages of grieving, the hearing loss, and that you don't know. There's been stories of people where it's just spontaneously just goes away one day after like 15, 20 years. And those things give me hope still, because it's like, maybe one day mine will go away. I don't know. But maybe it won't. And I just have to have that acceptance of, this is my reality going forward, and I'm not going to let it rob me anymore of my one life. I'm going to just try my best to be present when I'm with my kids and my friends, when I'm by myself. And I'm not going to let it just take charge of my life. So I wish you the best. Hang in there. I'll probably post some more videos about some other things that I've tried, and that can help to just relax. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone, that there's a lot of us out there with this, and you're going to be okay. I'm okay. You'll be okay. Okay, guys, peace out.